In Key West, we would find square groupers. Have you ever heard of those?
No, what's that?
It's when one of the containers of drugs falls off a go fast boat that's running drugs from other countries,
and then it gets recovered.
It's wheat. Well,
Square
citizens
groupers.
are supposed to turn it in, but
Square groupers. That's hilarious.
yeah, I do know someone who did find a square grouper, and it was cocaine, and they're wrapped so good that they can survive being in the water,
Sure.
and they just kept it. And
Absolutely.
after like 6 months, they're like, guys, we need to get rid of it. Like they're like, the cocaine is ruining our lives. It was like 6 dudes that I know, and they were all best friends, and they're like, we gotta just get rid of it, and they like burned
Like
it.
at the end of it, none of them were best friends.
People in Florida do have a lot of tattoos. I mean,
Yeah?
you know.
Yes.
I mean, it's a warm weather. I imagine people are out.
Sun's out, guns out.
Yeah, and let's make a difference, right? Like between North Florida, meaning anything above West Palm Beach County, and South Florida,
Thank
right?
you
Like,
for saying that.
Is
like,
there a big difference?
they should be 2 different states. They should, and someone will say, someone who was born and raised in Orlando, they'll be like, yeah, I'm from South Florida, and they're like, which part? Orlando. It's like, go take a walk. No, you are not from South.
Exactly.
You can't sit with us.
Yeah,
Like,
South Florida. Maybe exactly.
West Palm Beach and South, baby.
Exactly.
Said it perfectly.
I have a friend who lives in Florida, and I'm always really disappointed that she lives in Orlando. Ain't nothing good
'Cause
there.
it's Orlando.
Like, I like her, and I'll go visit her, but every time I'm there, I'm just a little disappointed.
What is there to do in Orlando besides
So she has
the painfully obvious?
What is that?
Or
Drink?
Disney.
Oh, okay. I've never been to Disney.
Oh, good.
I've done no Disney. We're gonna do Disney. Disney Manly Girly. Woo. At 30, well, he just had his birthday. His birthday was yesterday.
Yeah, how old are you?
38. We're gonna get wasted at Epcot, you know? Like,
Well, that's the place to do it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe
Around
just
the
take a whole bunch
world.
of edibles.
yeah. Edibles, like tailgate Disney. We should do a video. We
We are
tailgate
going
in
to.
Disney,
Yeah.
and we just bring booze in the car.
I don't know
sit
about
in
the
parking
booze.
lot, right? Like, and drink it, but right before, and then get on the little fucking card with all the cards that like it's like woo.
Barf.
I've tailgated at a Renaissance festival, so
I've tailgated. You're supposed to tailgate at a Renaissance festival. You're not supposed to tailgate at a place where they put you on whirly rides.
oh, fair enough.
That's
Well,
why you should do it. Break that seal.
Here's the thing.
Be the
My-
trendsetter.
the barfer, because I get nauseous. Like, I wouldn't say I'm generally nauseous, but there are some things where it's just like every single time I'm like, okay, it's going to be barf city. You know what I mean? Like, if I take too much mushrooms, for sure. It's barf city.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's every time. And it seems like, it's like, okay, well, I took this much last time. This much should be fine. And I take it the same amount next time. It's like, bleh.
Oof. Even if I took the proper amount of mushrooms, I still wouldn't go on a ride on mushrooms. That's really brave.
No,
I mean,
I'm not doing that.
Oh,
Fuck
yeah,
no.
Listen, those rides, like the roller coasters, they all freak me out. And I just go on all of them. I don't care.
You're scared of
I'm
roller
petrified of them and I get on them.
Oh yeah, I should also
understand
note that I was terrified of roller coasters, like all growing up. Like they got me on Space Mountain because it was fucking dark, you know. Like
That doesn't sound.
and as a kid, I cried my eyes out at Splash Mountain. Like I literally freaked out. Like I'm like, there's literally nothing holding you on Splash Mountain. There's this little bullshit little like
Bar,
handrail.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's no way. In my mind, I'm like, has nobody done the math here?
Has
You
nobody
can die
done-
here. You know, like I was screaming. You know, like I'm like, you know how they have the size where it almost seems like you could walk out of it, but it's meant for emergencies. I was like, no, let me out, and then, but then I was I think a junior in high school, and my buddy's parents took us to Six Flags, and I think it might have been around here. It was Georgia or South Carolina or North Carolina somewhere, and we stayed at the Biltmore Hotel. You know, and at that moment we're like, God damn.
Oh, that's
Fancy. Were your
Yeah.
friends
I know.
rich?
Fancy.
We didn't know. That's the thing. Like it was 4 of us, right? Like that hung out, and one of them was like, you know, like 1 mile over, who's still in the same bus, but he lived in a house. We live in townhomes, right? But you know, like it was a little bit odd that they had 2 bedrooms, and their parents knocked down one wall to make his room like a huge bedroom.
That's cool.
You know, like that should have given an inkling.
You didn't know he was
the moment
rich?
that they took us to the billboard, we're like, holy fuck. This is an expensive hotel. We're like, how much is it a night? We're looking for a rate card. So it's like $250. They paid $250 to give us our own room. You know, like, and it was.
You know what's so funny right now is like that's not even expensive for a hotel room anymore.
Yeah.
That's like
exactly.
I know, like that. If you want a nice hotel room, you're like, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna spend $250 a night.
Standard.
Yeah,
Exactly. But we were like 17 maybe, and then we
staying
were
at the
like,
Biltmore.
and we went to Six Flags, and I couldn't pussy out then. You know, like I could pussy
you
out in
had
front
to
of my
go.
family all damn day, but you can't pussy out in front of your boys,
Should I take off my jacket?
high school boys.
Ooh.
It's a lot of titty.
You know?
It's a lot of
They'll tear you up like a bunch of hyenas. You know,
What, the titties?
Oh,
Titties will tie you
definitely.
up. Are you gonna introduce us?
Oh, we've been recording this whole time.
Yeah,
so
I
this
know,
is
but you
part of
gotta
the-
just
the-
introduce our friend.
So the show just got, you guys really getting yourselves together for the camera. So, welcome to Casa, I think, kid. We're also always here with Andy, and now we have Kristen visiting. How are you doing, Kristen?
I'm good. What's going on?
Yeah, thanks for being here.
No, thanks for wearing that outfit.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do several outfit changes today, sometimes on camera, apparently.
I'm
So.
just really glad I got this outfit for my turn because, like, I don't know what it's like to actually have a penis, but I feel like I can feel that right now. Like, I
Ooh,
feel like I have
yeah.
a chubby.
You know, it's
Yeah,
the slit
it's-
makes
it
people's
is.
dicks hard.
It's like that
So.
dark little area you think you could see. And you're like, don't look for more
You're
than
like,
2 seconds. 2 seconds.
It's
One,
just
two.
it's the abyss inside.
It's exactly. Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about Florida today.
Oh yes, Florida.
Florida people, Florida man. Where are you from, Kristen?
I grew up in South Florida.
South Florida. It's
Which,
very different than
please
North
say
Florida.
the beautiful line of what consists of South Florida.
Absolutely. And so what I said earlier was that that's how it's done, baby. So what I was saying earlier was that there's a difference. South Florida starts at West Palm Beach County or below. Anything above that is North Florida. And as we always said in South Florida, the further north you go, the closer to south you get when you grow up in South Florida.
Yes.
What is that? Say that again.
As you go north in Florida, that's when you get closer to the south because South Florida is North Cuba. That's what it is. It's
Yeah,
it's
I hear
its
you.
whole. I mean, you have a melting pot of everyone from like Brazilians, Puerto Ricans, Haitians, Colombians, Indian, like American Indians, like all different types.
Yeah.
It's just a melting pot. And as you get more north, it's like it gets more like this at those truck stops, you know.
I have heard that. So
Yeah.
would you say that that's where the majority of Florida man type articles come from? News stories where
No,
he's just
I think Florida
eating
that's-
faces and fighting gators and just doing crazy ass shit.
You know, the thing about Florida and people from Florida are the only people who are really going to understand this is that that's the thing about it. It's just so consistent. You're going to see that anywhere in Florida, even with the rich people, the poor people, the homeless, all of them.
So where's the distinction then? Why make the distinction if because you're better than them?
You know,
Well, I think the distinction
question.
is that, and here you can kind of see it a little bit here in the Triangle area, right? Like Chapel Hill, Durham, and Raleigh. I mean, there's a lot more forest here, so it's not as noticeable. But if you take away the trees, there is no real delimiter between the cities. It's just you go and you cross the threshold, and now you're in Chapel Hill, or
Sure.
from Chapel Hill to Carborough, right? Like there is no difference. Literally, that is what pretty much the keys to West Palm Beach is. So you're talking about what, like 100 miles?
no, it's more than 100.
more than
It's like
100 miles,
200
just
miles.
city, just populated, city sprawled out.
Yeah.
with
Huge
entire
cities.
coastline.
Fort Lauderdale,
Yeah.
Boca Raton.
So where did you stay when you went? Because you went to go to
I
Florida
went
for a wedding.
I went to Tampa, which is not South Florida. Tampa's not considered South Florida. I went to like north-ish.
It's like if you're in South Florida, like the Gulf Coast, it's almost like that's the dirty part of Florida. You know, It's a dirty beaches, you know. It's like you can't afford a fucking ocean.
Fix
you
your
piece of
oceans.
shit, you know, like,
Wow.
The worst.
I mean,
just sink already. Just why are you even here? You know.
yeah, exactly. You don't like these sands that are made of all kinds of marine animals that we have on the Atlantic
you guys
Ocean.
are so bougie to be from
Welcome
Florida.
to South Florida, bitch. What's up?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. You know, like Tampa does a little bit, but like in South Florida,
No.
fucking Ferraris, Lamborghinis is a commonplace
All day.
everywhere.
All day.
You know, like everywhere.
you see,
Supercars.
you see Shaquille O'Neal walking around Miami. Nobody
Yeah.
even gives a shit anymore. He's
Yeah,
been
go-
walking around Miami for 10 years.
You're like,
no
you can
one-
definitely see him because his
Yeah.
head stands
Yeah,
like
yeah,
head
yeah.
and shoulders over everybody else. That dude's a giant.
Go
Oh
to
my
any point of
god.
coastline from Fort Lauderdale down all the way to South Florida. You'll film all the exotic cars you want.
Yeah. And you know where the best cocaine is, too. Even if you're not into cocaine, you somehow always know where to stay clear of the cocaine and where to, like, if you
Yeah.
wanted to press that button. Only South Florida, you know, like Coconut Grove. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd get my coke from there, you know? Like,
Don't get your
I'm
like
more of
Coconut
like a
Grove.
Brickell,
Yeah.
Winwood kind of coke girl. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I
There's a
put
bunch of
my
families in
pinky
there,
up
yeah.
and
Yeah,
then
yeah. I'm more of like a South Beach cocaine, not like Fort Lauderdale cocaine.
yeah.
You
You're
know?
very fancy.
And one
She
rule,
smells nice too, folks.
So
Well,
good.
Smells great.
another rule. In
I got all
Florida,
my teeth too. What's
Got
up?
all your teeth.
All of them.
You ain't from
Yeah.
Florida.
as opposed to other drugs, right? If you're in South Florida and there's like a 50-year-old above dude partying like everybody 20s and 30s, he's got coke.
Yeah, for sure.
100%.
Well, but see, every girl everywhere knows that.
Well, no, it could be
Like, we could be in
meth in
any-
other parts of the country. It could be like whatever
That's- but-
Adderall, but it's coke in South Florida.
It's
That's
always
fair.
coke.
Okay.
It's always coke. 'Cause think
always
about it.
coke.
Like South Florida is so bougie and high end. You could get taken to a nice restaurant by anyone. That's not a big deal. That's like McDonald's. Where's the coke? And how good is it?
yeah,
Who's
And
cutting
are we
it for
gonna do
you?
it in the bathroom?
How fresh is it off the boat?
yeah.
Okay.
And coke attracts like ladies. So then there's a party wherever.
But that's
there
what
is.
I was getting at is that no matter where you are in any club in the United States as a woman, if you see a man that's over 50, he's got coke.
And he's got really
something.
good coke. Really good coke.
Oh,
'Cause
do you
they
ever
won't.
think that how they
As a
train-
woman,
Yeah.
though, like
The
he
older
wouldn't
the guy, the
necessarily-
better the coke. Because he's like, I got a lot against
Yeah.
me.
Do you
But
think that
here's
women,
yes,
do you
but
think
he's
that women have
also-
like a sixth sense? You know, like how they have like they train like the dogs for like the DEA. What if all DEA agents were like women? They're like, what if there was a difference in experience where you're like have like almost like a sixth sense? Like I think this person has coke. That
We
men are
do
like,
know.
I'm oblivious to
Yeah.
it. You know, like
That's what I'm saying. In Florida, maybe that 50-year-old guy has coke and all the 20-year-olds are around him, guys, girls, whatever. But in the rest of the country, they're only giving it to girls. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, you know,
it's like a beautiful mind thing.
First
You
off,
you
yeah.
see a guy with a girl. You like measure her age. You like measure the guy's age. You're like, oh, this guy has coke.
yeah,
like-
100%. You could tell. I mean, to answer your question, you can absolutely tell which guys have coke and which ones don't, the older men, because of the way they carry themselves.
Absolutely.
They carry themselves. The ones that got the coke, they carry themselves like I can get anyone in this room right now, like any woman.
like, I got a
And
pocket
They got
full.
the magic, you know.
Yeah, you
but
know,
the
it's
ones
like
that
having
don't,
a-
they're like, oh, I'm pretty
having a
rich. They're like,
third
everyone
ball.
is. It's South Florida. Like, you're rich. That doesn't mean anything. Money means nothing. It's like, who do you know who's got a boat? Who's
Yeah.
running it from Cuba?
That's so funny.
Yeah, in Key West, we would find square groupers. Have you ever heard of those?
No, what's that?
It's when one of the containers of drugs falls off a go fast boat that's running drugs from other
What?
countries,
And then
it's-
it gets recovered?
It's wheat. Well,
Square
citizens
groupers.
are supposed to turn it in, but I
Square groupers. That's hilarious.
yeah, I do know someone who did find a square grouper, and it was cocaine, and they're wrapped so good that they can survive
yeah.
being in the water,
Sure.
and
Yeah.
they just kept it. And
Absolutely.
after like 6 months, they're like, guys, we need to get rid of it. Like they're like, the cocaine is ruining our lives. It was like 6 dudes that I
Yeah, yeah.
know, and they were
Oh,
like all
yeah.
best friends, and they're like, we gotta just get rid of it, and they like
You're
burned
like at the
it.
end of it, none of them were best friends.
Yeah, it was like fresh off the boat,
Yeah.
uncut. Yeah.
And so to get rid of it, they went ahead and sold it, and then they're rich.
You
now
know,
they're
no
just
comment.
Florida rich.
No comment. But
Right.
I don't remember what happened. I don't
They
know
didn't
them. I made
die.
that whole thing up.
You know, they're just nice young men. Maybe they turned it into the police.
Maybe. But I did have an interesting trip in Florida, and I met this guy.
Okay, so you went there for a wedding.
I went for a wedding,
childhood
and I
friend.
had that experience, when and whenever you fly, well, at least for me, I just
Oh, right, you were on the plane.
yeah, I always like before I got on a plane, I'm like, man, it'd be so cool to sit next to someone like so attractive, like so hot,
Mm-hmm.
And then it happened. I manifested it. It happened.
Yeah.
But you got to be careful when you manifest because
What?
it looked good on the outside, but it was fucking scary on the inside.
Oh,
it was a Marine. He's like 35, 34.
Did you get the feel that he had like coke in his pocket?
No,
Okay,
no
just checking.
coke. He was clean cut. I could tell. We could tell right away.
It looked like a sociopath who's just like,
oh my god,
like
dude.
a little
we had
bit
a
of
whole we had a whole situationship for 2 hours on a plane. Like we had
that's so fun. What's wrong with that? That sounds great.
it was like red
Don't give me
flag,
your
red
number.
flag, red flag, unhealed, red flag. Like it was.
Well, you don't have to sleep with him if you're on the plane. I mean, you can.
No,
but
I know. We just, he's a great guy. He actually might. I don't know if he's gonna watch this or not.
He's
I just
absolutely
thought
going to
of
watch
that,
us. We're very popular.
He's a great guy. But he was a Marine, and I just asked him the wrong questions. So
Which were probably the right questions.
yeah,
then.
like have you ever like accidentally punched your girlfriend in the face from PTSD in your sleep? And he's like, yeah, twice. Why? I'm like, cool. Just check.
I didn't know that there was a whole like list of questions that we need to
Yeah.
ask people who have been in the military.
I didn't know either until I had the opportunity to like talk to
Yeah.
one. And he grew
you're
up
like,
in
what-
Florida, and I grew up in Florida. And he's like, we're supposed to be together, right? I was like, yeah, this is the situationship. There was highs and lows. We both laughed. We cried. It was a whole ass situationship.
I mean, if you're going to have an interaction with a stranger, don't you want it to be memorable?
It was. And we exchanged information.
No.
Yeah.
Why? Not phone numbers.
Like, did he
Yeah.
get your Instagram?
He got the gram.
Okay,
got the gram,
he
he
probably
got-
will see a clip of you tagged in
It's
this.
cool. Listen, great guy. Great,
And
phenomenal
so
guy.
handsome.
And I said this to him. I said, listen, right person, wrong time. I'm just not dating right now. You are so great. It's just the wrong time. And I was very clear. And he goes, yeah, well, I just want to see you like in your bathing suit this summer. Like I'm like, no, you're not listening. Okay, cool.
What does not dating mean? Does that mean that you'll still let him like crack you open and clean you out, or is it just no
Romantic.
dinners and shit?
Not dating means if you punched a woman accidentally or not. I feel like there's enough men to just say no to those men.
Well, so I'm curious though, because you told him right guy, wrong time. That was not accurate.
Yeah.
Well,
You're like right time, wrong guy.
What are you talking about? This is absolutely the right time, and you are a nightmare, and I
Yeah.
would like
You're
to get away
right
from
time,
you.
Right guy, wrong personality trait.
I just feel like when you're telling someone, you can't say what you want to say. You can't say it's you, it's not me. Like, why can't we say that? I don't know why, but I feel like it's.
So I
just
I think though that as people get older, like I've noticed it just in interactions with friends, family,
Yeah.
whoever. Once you get past like that 35-year-old threshold, you become this person where it's like he knows what's wrong with him. He knows.
No, they don't.
Yes,
They
he
don't.
fucking does. Yes, he fucking
No,
does. He
that's-
hears the words that he's saying, and he's like, this is bad shit. Nobody would like this. Nobody would want to take this home.
No.
Because I punch people in my sleep.
Why
I
would
don't
he-
wanna get punched in
Why
my
would he
sleep.
say yes? Even from like, why would you admit to that? Like why? Even if he killed his ex-girlfriend,
Well, it
like-
gets better. That's not the only thing.
Like that Pistorius,
Yeah.
that guy, he's getting out of prison right now. He killed that guy in South Africa. He shot his girlfriend through the bathroom door.
What?
Like 10 times. And
I don't know. I
then,
don't have Snapchat.
calm down. This was like 10 years ago. But anyway, he said he did it on accident because he thought it was an intruder. Shot her through the bathroom door. And said he wasn't mad at her, even though they had been arguing earlier in the evening. He went to prison. And
well,
now
maybe
he's
she
getting
didn't.
out.
Maybe she burnt dinner.
Maybe she burnt dinner. He didn't have any legs, though. So
You
the way
know?
I
Like,
figured
Maybe that
it,
bitch didn't know how to clean. Like
You know?
what are you? What's
Did
a
she
man
talk
supposed
back?
to do?
Did
you
she
know?
say anything about boundaries?
Only twice.
She set a boundary. That's what it was.
Probably.
How dare her?
How dare she?
He's like, you will not say no to me.
It doesn't end with the punching, though. I mean, he's like, so you ride motorcycles? I was like, yeah. How'd you know? He
Oh,
goes,
he's just getting wet.
he's just, he saw the tattoos. He's like, oh, you ride motorcycles? I was like, don't be jealous in public. It's gross.
Yeah.
So he's like, are you that type of woman that likes to hold hands in public with their significant other? I was like, oh, honey, you've never experienced love before. And his face just like kind of went soft. And I was like, oh shit. I felt so bad. I was like, I'm not trying to beat him up, but
a little bit, you should have.
Yeah.
I think that you should have gone harder on him. He told you some things, and you should have just dove more directly into that and just like made his life hard a little bit.
I think
he came to the conclusion that maybe he shouldn't tell women these things.
When you see someone who's so horrific with themselves, it's like, I don't even want to get into you are so much on your own that you are like beating yourself up perfectly on your own.
You're like, you don't need any help from me. That's so funny. Our next guests are early.
Keep going. Yeah,
We'll keep going. We got this under control.
Hey, Brandy, how are you? Pleasure to meet you. How are you?
So
We'll you guys.
yeah, I was like, he goes, oh, so tell me about yourself. Like, you ride motorcycles, like, are you badass? I was like, well, no, actually,
Yes, you are.
I'm really sensitive. I'm a very sensitive person, but my sensitivity is one of my superpowers. But I'll cry at like butterflies flying around me. I think life is beautiful. I think trees are beautiful. I look at life so, everything's just so beautiful.
Sensitivity
and,
is one of your superpowers.
yeah.
As is figuring out whether a guy in Florida has cocaine as well.
So I know who has the cocaine. Hey, Brandy. Sniffed it right as soon as she walked in. It's just like, she's got it in her hat. Know where she keeps it.
You know.
But no, and I was like telling him, I was like, no, actually, I'm a very sensitive person, but I'm really proud of it. And he goes, oh, you're sensitive? You're going to cry, you little pussy? And I was like, Florida.
Oh, wow.
Welcome to Florida.
Oh,
like, that was
welcome
just
to
like such a
Florida.
Florida guy. I was like, and he's a Marine from Florida. I was like, this is everything.
And
It was
now
like,
and he's still trying to get you to throw them panties at him? Are you
no,
kidding
I think
me?
he gave up, but I told him no. I don't know. I was like, I can't date right now.
I just can't date you
My
right
mom
now.
said no. My mom said I can't go out with you. She's dead, but she told me through her spirit. I can hear her. She's here now.
She's right.
She's like, tell him no again.
And your mom's scrappy.
Yeah,
She'd show up and
My
kick
mom
his
was a
ass.
baddie, bro. My mom was a baddie.
Yeah,
Love that.
she's
And
like,
which is why, you know what? You should have, when he said, are you a badass or something? You should have been like, fucking right I am. Fucking right. You don't even know my mom. What's your mom's name? Karen, right?
Yes.
Yes.
the story you told us about her threatening a child was
She sure
like
did. She's
the
like,
most
Karen,
hilarious-
my mama.
But
yes,
Karen
I'm a
was,
badass.
listen, I know the Karen thing that's happening, but my Karen was the OG Karen. And let me
Yeah.
tell you about
Yes.
the OG Karen. OG Karen throws hands. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, OG Karen will fuck you and your family up. She will go right up to a child and verbally abuse the child because she knows
Bully
she
the
couldn't touch
shit
him.
out
Like,
of
she
them.
was OG Karen knows.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, I'm gonna beat the shit out of your mom in front of you. To a 5-year-old. It's like, that's my mom. Get him, OG Karen.
But here's the thing,
Yeah.
like I think that you've got that in you, and you're boiling it. You know what I mean? It's coming to the top.
Well,
it's
you
coming to
gotta,
the top,
like-
and it's just
Yeah, it's
gonna
like
pop off
noodles.
someday.
It's like noodles.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta watch it because it'll boil over. You gotta put like
I'm ready for it. I'm
no,
ready
you
for you
can't.
to
You
boil
gotta like
over.
that kind of. I
No,
will.
I want
I
you
will
to
devastate
go.
people if I let that loose. Like there will be people will not book me or speak to me if I let that
But
out.
here's the thing: like your mom knew that there was a time and a place, and the time was 8 o'clock in the morning, and the place was, bullying a child. So you will find that time and place where you need to put on that Karen hat, and you will just come unglued on somebody.
I just really hope when I do get that opportunity, it is on someone 8 years old or younger. I just feel like that's going to be where I'm going to be more successful.
Absolutely.
Like breaking a child in the most heightened development stage, that's kind of.
Well, all you
Absolutely.
need to
You're
do
going to give him
really,
some wicked trauma.
Here,
So much
I will
childhood
solve your
trauma.
problem. I will grant your wish. Become a teacher. Because I keep seeing on Twitter these fucking fight videos of schools
Yes.
and their teachers is like, it's like fucking the early days of the UFC, when there are no rules.
No.
100%. There's like I've seen some teachers get bodied like hard. I'm like,
They're
damn.
physically fighting teachers.
Recently, there was a teacher that took a student's Nintendo DS or whatever This dude is like
You
6
saw
foot
that?
something.
Yes.
Like she was running away. He like bodied her. She's on the ground and he's
Knocked
punching her
her.
unconscious body.
And then
Yeah.
people pull him off. He knocks those people off and goes back and swinging on her more. And I was
Yeah.
like, this woman, if she weighs 100 pounds soaking wet, I'd be
Yeah.
shocked. Like that bit. And this dude was like 6 foot something, 200 and something pounds. God damn. You know what I mean? Like, who
Well,
in
I
this-
don't know. Where was her bat? She didn't have her bat?
Do teachers in Florida carry a bat?
Doesn't everyone
Duh.
carry a bat? I have 2 bats in my car right now. Like,
Listen, we have,
I fucking stay
have a
ready,
bat,
bro.
We have a
Like,
bat by our bedside, so listen.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all know-
Louisville Slugger, baby. Who wants
do you
to go?
do you keep a sock on your bat?
Yes, and
Do
I
you know why?
Yes,
Oh, yes. I saw a
Yes, so
TikTok
they
about it.
snatch
It's so that if they try
Yeah,
to
dude.
snatch it, it pulls that sock off and they can't snatch your bat. And I was like, people are so smart. People
Yeah, I
are
mean,
so wild.
about that boiling business that you were talking about that I have to
Yeah, yeah.
let loose. Like, I just hope I get the opportunity in life, like, to do a couple things. Like, number one, I know if I don't do this, this is my only thing on my bucket list. I want the opportunity to kick a guy in the balls so hard and it be okay. Like, the scenario required me.
deserved it?
Yes, 100%.
hard.
Like, so the hardest my body can physically kick. And then my second one is I want to beat the brakes off of someone with a bat. Like, and it be okay. It be okay.
Because they deserved it. They were trying
I
to
stay
kill
ready in my
you.
house, maybe because I'm manifesting it. Like, if they come in, I'm out. I'm scot free. You know, like,
I don't know.
God, I could feel it inside me. It
Do
would be
you
oof.
genuinely want that kind of adrenaline and trauma to like
Just talking about it is making me like hard. And
Yeah,
I don't
I
even,
hear
you know,
you.
it's
Yeah,
like
my pussy's
I'm like,
wet.
let's
We're
go.
gonna have the steam
Like,
clean that fucking
you
scene
feel
after
it?
this
Yeah,
podcast,
like, I'm
you know,
like- Jesus Christ.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that's what
well,
I get off
we
to.
just
That's
need
my...
you probably be hanging out too nice of places then. You need to start slumming it. Go
Well,
back
you
to
know,
Florida.
That's the Florida. I'm not in Florida. I'm in Raleigh. Like, I can't bring Florida to Raleigh. I like it here. I have not
Yeah.
done that. I have not wished it. It's cool here.
Yeah.
But,
Don't
you
shit
know,
where you sleep,
what-
you know?
You know, I was raised in South Florida. You can't just kick it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm always, anyone walking behind me, I'll stop and let them walk in front of me.
That's
Like,
so
you always have to
funny.
be aware. You check your back seat when you get in it. Like, these are things.
So-
You always check your back seat when you get in
I
it.
don't even
Like,
like it when motherfuckers-
yeah, it's like drive. It's like, damn it. I knew this was going to happen.
I don't park next to vans, and if there's
Yeah,
one
dude.
there, when I show back up, I'm like, oh, that's shady as fuck. But also, like, oh shit, what was I gonna say? Fuck, I lost it.
Well, I don't know. Also, like I don't know, but I grew up in Florida, and this is where I picked it up. Was the whole, like, you know, if you see a cop, right, you don't look at the cop. You know, like I will turn down my radio down to 0.
Yes.
You know,
Roll
But
down
then
your tinted windows.
Yeah, no, from the outside, it'll actually it'll look like I'm like singing to whatever, but it's actually me just like pretending like I'm singing with zeros out inside the car, and like my peripheral is like laser focused on the cop, you know, because perception is reality. From his perspective, he's like, oh, it's some guy that hasn't even noticed that I'm on him, so he doesn't have a care in the world. He's not holding anything, you know, he's just singing like every other asshole in their car, right? Nothing to see here.
Yeah.
But I am 100% aware of where they are, you know?
Listen, South Florida cops are not like Raleigh cops. South
No.
Florida cops will ruin your day.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. Once they
Raleigh
pull
cops
over-
will make you uncomfortable. These guys will ruin.
Listen, and then there's
They-
Oklahoma cops. Like, this happened to me. I got pulled over in Oklahoma for speeding or a tag. And they're like, what in South Florida, a cop asks you to get out of the car. You are fucked.
So fucked.
Fuck,
That's it.
fucked, you
They're
know,
ripping
like-
the whole car apart. They'll take out
Yeah,
seats,
yeah,
dude.
yeah,
They
yeah.
will. They'll get the dog to sniff the
But
car.
in Oklahoma, this is what happened to me, by the way.
This
I'll
is
tell
why
you.
he's so paranoid. Genuinely,
You get out, he's like, okay,
I
come
never
out of the car, come
experienced
here.
that.
And then he's like, yeah, here, go ahead and sit in the front seat. And I'm like, of the car? Like,
Yeah,
so-
cops-
and then he's like, I'm sitting right next to him, and he's like, looking up at his computer. I'm like, this is a very vulnerable spot. You're too trusting. Why do you have whoever you just pulled over in the passenger seat? I could have a gun and you could be dead. In Florida, no fucking cop is getting you in the front seat of their car for a chat about whatever.
So maybe this is where
I've never heard of that.
Yes,
insane,
no,
right?
but it's accurate because he gives me shit because I be waving at cops all the time.
Don't wave
They're
at
so
what?
nice.
Look
No,
at
you.
them.
I'm from Oklahoma.
Dude, she would talk so quick, dude. This is the
No,
squeaky
okay,
wheel, bro.
here's
I ain't
the
doing
thing.
shit with her, man.
I'm
That's
from
the squeaky
Oklahoma,
wheel.
and they
I
are
knew it.
nice. They're just
Loose
nice,
lips
and
sink
I'm
ships.
nice, and I show up, and I'm like, oh
one.
gosh, golly gee, cop, I was just doing a little fast, wasn't I? And he's like, well, don't do that anymore, and then on your merry way. You know, that's how
Damn
it
it,
goes.
dude. You sing like a canary. Look at
I
you.
would not sing like a canary.
You're
I am
waving
sewed
at 'em?
up.
Do you make
I
'em
am
cookies?
No.
Yeah, you do.
I make them
You thought about
cookies.
making them cookies. You thought
You know
about
what,
it.
bitch? You know what, bitch? Okay.
You're gonna
I make
feed
them
'em.
cookies.
Hey, you feed them, they're gonna like
Exa-
stray cats, bro. They'll come back.
The
Like
thing of it is that I am protected by
Right.
my boys in blue. And also my white privilege. Exactly. So here's the thing. It's not that I specifically appreciate or like cops specifically. But if I'm going to have an interaction with them, I want them to think that I'm the most straight-laced, clean-cut, nicest white lady you ever did meet. And okay, it is my privilege, and I will use that privilege to my advantage because I do not want to go to jail.
Well,
yeah, Jill.
And I do some wild stuff. So
To Andy, I've told her, I'm like, listen, my life, the best course of my life is to minimize any interaction with any police officer. And I've had friends that are cops, very nice people, but cops are cops 24/7.
It's true.
There's
Yeah, man.
you're increasing your risk at every second that you spend with a fucking cop. You know, like, so it's like, I don't want to my life. Don't look at me. Don't look at you. It's like the ghost, you know, I'm going to pretend you're not there. You know, like.
So I have actually, like, the few people that I've met here, like, outside of the comedy scene and everything like that, have actually all three been cops.
Oh, God.
And I didn't know that they were cops
Jesus
when I
Christ,
first met them.
dude.
I met this lady at a nail salon, and we're just talking, you know, just getting along, vibing, whatever. I'm like, oh, what do you do for a living? She goes, actually, I'm a cop. And she said it so quietly. She said it so quietly, like she didn't want to tell
She
me.
knows, bro.
She
She
didn't want
knows.
anybody else to know. I was
fucking
like, oh,
knows.
she is embarrassed of this position. And then I was like, we couldn't talk anymore. Like she said that, and it kind of like something happened inside me where I was just like, okay.
Yeah, like your heartbeat started raising. You're like, because I'm holding.
Because I'm. But the thing is, she was really nice, and I've met
She
two
was
other
nice.
people. No, they're so nice.
She was a cop, bro. Are you wearing a wire right now? Like
Listen. It's cops and
They're
robbers.
just-
Take a side, okay?
you can't. She's trying to like. What's that? She's trying to like Fast and Furious, where he was like a cop.
No.
pretending.
Yeah.
Are you a bad guy pretending to be a good guy? Like what?
I'm like The Departed. You know what I mean? I'm playing all the sides, all the
Damn.
angles. I'm getting chicks pregnant on the other
you
team.
know too much
know?
Yeah,
about
you're Billy
her.
Costigan, you know, like you're like living in both worlds.
Well, but
No.
the thing is, like, I guess I just
But
did
you're really
not.
Brian O'Connor, okay? So pick a side.
I'm what?
Brian O'Connor, who is from Fast and the Furious,
Okay.
the blonde guy, R.I.P. You know,
Brian O'Connor. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Brian O'Connor.
I can't
Yeah.
believe you remembered his full name from that
He sure-
movie.
he
I was
sure
like,
did,
what was
didn't
that
he?
dude's
We all
first
went.
name?
We
That was impressive.
Who?
Damn.
I have a.
Jesus. What's
Andy will tell you. I have. This is the thing. Like, I don't
He
know.
has he has an encyclopedic knowledge of movies, and I'm
Like
not
movie
joking.
quotes and stuff
Movie
like
quotes and movies just in general, like he quotes them exactly and in the same intonation and everything, and he does it for such
All
a
right, I'm gonna throw you a
vast
quote. You tell
amount.
me if you know it. You
You
just call it out, but you might get it because they redid it, which was disappointing. But
Mm-hmm.
for he is the Crisac Satirac.
I have no idea.
I
Oh
don't know what that
God,
is.
it's Dune, 1984.
Oh yeah.
They
We
just
watched
redid
it.
it with Jason Mimosa,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Jason Mimosa.
you fucking damn right, Jason Mimosa. Look at that man.
Hey,
I
did
don't
you
even
just say Jason
remember.
Mimosa.
Yes, what I know what I said. Jason Mimosa.
She's like, I'll meet him for brunch. Yeah.
Listen.
Oh yeah.
You know you taste it just to taste it. Shut your gay mouth, all right? She knows she'll taste it.
She knows she tastes.
She's like, nah. She's like, I'll taste it, but spit it out. I'm not swallowing it. It's not my style.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
he's not married anymore, so you've got a chance.
I've been manifesting it.
Absolutely.
I
Well,
have.
You've been manifesting somebody to beat up with a baseball
Yeah,
bat.
that like beat the
manifesting
brakes off of someone and Jason
Yeah.
Momoa, like those two.
Yeah.
I've
You're
been-
like goals in 2023.
yeah, I mean, you know, bucket
and-
list, baby. What's up?
And it works more a little bit like, let's say, you're talking and you happen to say and, turn a phrase, something that just happens to match up. Like one of the movies, all of a sudden, like, I remember the scene all of a sudden, right? It's like, when you said you're like the guy from Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
And I started seeing the scene wherever he's driving that red truck. And like Vin Diesel says Brian O'Connor, or like one of the cops, right? Like, so I heard his name in the movie, and that's how I was able to remember his name.
That's probably the only time during that whole series that they actually said his full name. Like that one moment out of like all 20 movies
Yeah.
that they have
I was trying to
now.
remember his nickname, but I
So-
couldn't remember it.
Real
Like-
talk, I saw the most recent Fast and the Furious 3 times. And the reason I did see it 3 times is because the first 2 times I did not remember that I saw it. And that is because it is so similar
Did
to
you
the
fall
rest of the
asleep?
Fast. No. I watched
Yeah.
the whole thing and I got to the end each time and I was like, God damn, I've seen this movie already.
It's the same movie every time, but
I
it's
have
good.
seen this
It's actually
movie
nice to fall asleep to it.
already.
It really is.
Yeah, because you didn't really miss anything. You could just wake up and pick
well,
right back up and you're
listen.
like, oh, wait, it's Fast and Furious 13. Let's go.
A lot of people like don't notice the fact that Fast and Furious that they're doing real live action, like they're blowing up shit. There's no CGI.
Are they
in this
really?
Shit.
It's not like Transformer shit, huh?
Yeah. They drop like cars out of airplanes.
I
for the
love
scene.
that. I
Like
did
they
not know
CGI
that.
the faces or whatever, but there's actors or like professional people just with like green mask or whatever, right? Like, but they're dropping cars out of airplanes and parachuting them.
They really
And
did that?
they
I didn't know
literally
that.
do.
That's awesome.
That makes me, I
You
mean,
know?
I like it more now after that.
Yeah, they the tanker in one of them, they actually blew up a tanker, and
That's so
filmed to
cool.
get the effect. And they have like and arguably they're superheroes, but like it's the most it's out of all like those big franchise movies. You forget it's the most like diverse multicultural cast that you can have.
That's probably true.
Like you
They had
have everything.
Ludacris.
They
It's
rotate
literally-
them out. Yeah.
It's literally
They
South
rotate
Florida.
them too.
You know
They
what?
do
The Fast and
rotate 'em,
Furious,
yes.
It started in Miami, and it really is South Florida. If you think about it, there is like the gamut of diversity, right? Like
But they killed the Asian one in Tokyo Drift. And that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, just
Han!
listen,
I
Oh my
love
gosh,
Han.
you remembered so much of this.
I
I'm like,
actually,
these
if I'm being
The
honest,
standards
if
are
I,
higher, like Harvard.
if
Okay,
I'm being-
you want to stay in the movie, you
Yeah,
gotta
well, okay, that's-
act even higher than everybody.
but he did come
Otherwise, you're
back
gonna
in a
get flunked,
different
you
one.
know?
But here's the thing: Han was my dude, and if I'm being completely honest, Fast and Furious 2, Tokyo Drift, that's my shit right there.
Yeah.
Fast
You-
and
you
The
think
Furious.
should
music,
have
that
killed
music
Gal
is the jam, you know, like.
Do-
Na, 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 and they're like Tokyo. I don't know how the song goes.
Fast and
but I-
Furious. Drift.
yeah, exactly.
I only know that because I was dating this dude at the time who was like half black, half Puerto Rican, and somehow he was 6'4". And
Oh, cool.
he
black part.
he was so obsessed with like the Tokyo Drift cars, dude. He was like this big ass dude. I was
Did he
like,
get-
how do you get in these cars, man?
Was it
Like,
Lil Bow Wow with the Hercules? Yes, that was
Yeah, he
dope,
would
man.
just
Are
sing
you
on-
kidding me? I'd go. I would. Arturo's mother's gonna be in Tokyo tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
very cool.
we-
She
we-
is about to. She'd be like Tokyo Drift.
Fast and Furious.
we go to yeah.
Tokyo tomorrow. We gonna make it.
We go to a bar and in the bathroom there's like something where it's like Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift has the best soundtrack. Think about it.
It
You know,
really
like,
does. It does. It's fire.
It's 100% fire, and I'm gonna see if I can find.
There you go. There it is.
And everybody just come out.
Tell me that is that a fire
That's
song?
the.
It's gonna be
It's
my
about-
ringtone.
And it make you feel hyped every time.
Doesn't make you just want to go really fast. You like see him speeding around.
And how old is this song? Because it came out whenever Fast and Furious 3 was out. We're Fast and Furious fucking 10. Right? Like, so how old is this song? Is still fire.
It is. It's so good. We were talking about that the other day. Like, we were talking the other day about how, like, you know, back in the day, all those cool jazzy songs that our parents used to sing and like very wholesome and whatever. And I was like getting out the shower the other day and I was like, you know, no towel, let it air dry. And I was like, you know, the level of music is so different than our parents and the things that they were singing to or whatever and they thought was cool. And I think it's just very funny that we're just like, you know, wet ass pussy. So
My parents listened to everything, but I don't know if it's probably because we grew up in South Florida. But
even,
we would
even the 70s, even as wild as the 70s got, they were being like very coy about it. You know, they're like, go see the man when you're 6 feet taller or 10 feet taller or whatever. Like you're talking about drugs, but now we just straight up say we're doing all the drugs.
Well, I want to get both of y'all's reaction on this person that to me has a lot of Florida energy. And let me see,
Big
Kristen,
Florida
you know,
energy.
if you think the same, okay?
That ain't no Florida.
Wait for it. Let me. Oh shit! One thing I forgot to do is that I need to connect to. Or I'll cut this out.
I love this guy though. He's very dapper. He looks like a grocery store manager.
Oh, you're about to love the shit out of this.
I'm so excited.
Let's see if we can connect.
He looks like you know, everybody has that awkward friend in high school.
I have this fucking food cards for cigarettes and booze because it's for me. It's all about me. Mister, shut your mouth. We're talking, okay? Shut your mouth. Shut up.
Hi, my name is George Ferguson. I want you to understand what the question was.
What's the question, retard? I don't even want to talk to you. Why don't you get the fuck away from me?
Your dog's drink problem.
The dog's sitting there not doing a fucking thing, retard, except drinking his
This isn't
fucking
Florida?
water and eating.
No, he's just got big Florida.
Hey, you want me to call him for you, motherfucker?
You've met him before.
Call him up, buddy. They're
Feels
gonna
that
tell
way.
you you're stupid as shit. Well, then what the fuck are you talking to me for? Don't even talk to me again, dude. Okay? Oh yeah, don't you threaten me, you
this
bitch.
Isn't Florida. He's got Florida energy.
Don't you
but there
ever
would've been a
threaten
weapon
me.
by
I
now.
put cops in prison, you dumb motherfucker. Okay?
Somebody's got a bat with a
Yeah,
sock
someone's
on
got
it.
a bat. Or
Yeah. Somebody. Funny enough that I remember when I was in high school, I got in a pretty bad, like, towards the end, like, anyways, I lost my virginity, and this is the only time I ever cheated in my life, right? Like, but a fight ensued, and it was like 4v4. I never realized how crazy that is, you know, because we were in the car, we were in the bus, and that a car with the 4 people that we were about to get into a fight pull in as our bus pulls into our neighborhood, right? And yeah, we were fighting, and then my buddy Ronnie shows up in his truck and pulls out, you know, those metal crossbars that they have
Yeah.
for the back of beds. He pulls
Tire
out like one of
iron.
those, and then the 2 guys run to their car and pull out bats. So bats are very Florida, 100%.
Y'all are so
Florida, dude.
wild. Like,
I don't
what
know
the
why.
Actual fuck.
I pulled a bat on my stepdad one time.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
dude, like we bats. It's where it's at. It's a
I
Florida
guess.
thing. I don't know why.
You're like, you don't need a permit to go.
And it's such a personal way if you think about it. Like shooting someone's very easy. I don't think that's as personal as like actually
you will
beating
feel-
someone,
you will
like
feel the
stabbing
physical connection
and beating.
in that,
It's
in
like
your, hand,
your souls
like-
connect.
Absolutely,
but you
yeah.
can shoot anyone, you know.
I think
And
that
then
you
one
could-
disconnects.
100%. I think you could shoot somebody. So that's why, you know, school shooters are fucking cowards. They need to come in with a bat. Come at me with a bat and I'll beat the shit out of you.
I just think that, you know, when you get to like 3rd grade, it should be standard that everyone gets their bat and everyone has their bat. And
Yeah.
then we really see who's going to
Well, in Florida, I
make it.
assume that they just standard issue that too.
Yeah, they should. I don't know if they're doing it
Yeah.
now in Florida, but they didn't when I was a kid.
Basically, you would have like, you know, you walk into a house, you have a place for your umbrella and a place for your bat.
Yeah.
You know, like-
It's like-
I'm curious about something.
you
Because,
get like the little bat cleaners that cleans off anything you whacked off before it gets in the
wax
house.
it good, keep it in good shape.
You know,
Yeah.
like you can use it for like getting a fucking iguana off your fucking tree.
Put
you know,
Vaseline on
like,
it.
Yeah.
So iguanas in
Hitting
Florida
an
are very
alligator that's fucking come out of the fucking manufactured lake
Pond or whatever.
Yeah, dude. The alligators, they snatch up dogs.
Oh,
They come out of nowhere.
Well, but I read all the ones about, I love Florida. Are you kidding me? I read all the articles about Florida. There was this old lady and she was walking her dog next to this pond near her little old person condo. And the alligator came out and tried to snap her dog.
Yeah.
She jerked it away and it ate her.
Listen,
Just ate her so fast. And I was like, fuck that little dog. You can have Fido.
yeah, and you know what the fucked up thing about alligators is? Like, they don't just eat you. They'll, like, shove you underneath a rock at the bottom of the lake. It's like their refrigerator. They don't eat you right when they kill you, dude.
Yeah,
like, and then you're just, like, in the refrigerator, like, damn, I'm at the way bottom of this lake.
Yeah.
They're never
That's
going to
the title of
find...
this podcast. The bottom of the lake is the alligator's refrigerator. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know.
Alligators.
So I think it's very funny because we haven't even gotten to the wedding yet because you went to a wedding.
I did. I went to a wedding, and it was with some girls there and some people there I haven't seen since like middle school.
Okay.
School. So it's been a lifetime, and I was so nervous to see them. I mean,
But you're
growing-
so tall and pretty. And
Yeah, I
awesome.
wasn't nervous about how I looked.
You're a
Duh.
badass. No, but you are a
We
badass.
weren't questioning how I looked.
Oh, excuse
whoa.
me.
That is
Excuse me.
never. Do you need me to stand up? Do you need
Take
to see
off your jacket
Do you
again.
need to see the back?
Take off your jacket again, please.
You better show me some money. You want me to take off some clothes?
You already did. We got it on camera.
Damn it, you
I took it off too.
I did it for free. Shit.
We're friends for realsies,
Yeah,
though. So,
no, we
you
took it
know.
off, we put it back on, and here we are. So yeah, I saw these it was like a high school reunion, really, kind of.
So kind of Akko Taco?
No, it was good. I was nervous because, weddings are hard still,
Yes,
and
Weddings are hard anyway, man.
I went through like a whole ass husband, and like I haven't even seen these people, like I lived a lot of life, and I was like, damn, it's gonna be so weird seeing them. But they were so cool. They were like very open to me, and I was like, I don't know why I thought they wouldn't, but I forgot how much booty dancing.
At weddings?
No. In South Florida, girls. I mean, it was like these girls were Brazilian, and then like all
They
the
got
rest
the
were like
booties,
there
though.
was some Italian. Like these are the girls I grew up with.
These are the
And
girls that we want to see booty dance, though.
we were all booty dancing like South Florida style,
Hell
like
yeah.
hands on the knees, brought it
Hands
back.
on
Yeah, dude,
You're
like
so wild.
2001, ridiculous, like.
That's fun. I bet you had
Like
so
Uncle
much
Luke,
fun.
you know what I'm saying? Like, you guys don't know who Uncle Luke is. That's
I know who Uncle Luke
do
is.
the cha-cha slide, like.
Well, but the thing of it is, that's standard for a wedding, the cha-cha slide. I
Yeah.
can't even stand it. I used to work at an event
Yeah, I
center.
learned that day at the wedding because my girl who was the
Oh,
bride.
you didn't know it before?
No.
Listen, I love the cha-cha slide.
Everybody loves it. But
Yeah.
I worked at an event center, and I've been to at least, I'm going to say 200 weddings. I mean, I was working at them, but the thing of
Sounds
it
terrible.
is,
It sounds like a
was
nightmare.
fucking terrible. If you ever, you think to yourself that you want to get married, it's just so fucking
All right, so
experience.
you saw the bride and the groom out of about 200.
Mm-hmm.
How many do you think got divorced?
I mean, I will say that having been to so many
Do you
weddings,
see how excited I got over other people's misery? Did you
Well,
see
no,
that? Like my whole
but
face
If I'm
changed.
being honest, I definitely became this person who was like, "Oh, they ain't gonna make it." Oh, I could tell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You
What's
can
like
tell
the biggest
customs-
sign that like you saw that you're like, you guys aren't going anywhere. This is gonna divorce before Christmas.
I mean, generally, if the groom is getting tanked with the groomsmen before the wedding, I don't think it's gonna make it. If he's over there just
interesting.
not helping, not doing anything, and just being a real son of a bitch, I don't feel like you're gonna make it. You know? Because weddings are hard. And if you're not trying to do at least, and I feel that same way about bridesmaids. If your bridesmaids aren't there for you and you don't have those girls, I don't feel real good about your marriage because you chose bad friends.
Oof.
You know what I mean? Your bridesmaids are shit, then you probably didn't do much better with a man. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Hell yeah. And now I want to go back to this and give you another little taste of why I think this person has, in my opinion, a lot of Florida energy.
Oh, big Florida energy.
Yeah. So here we go.
up, okay? I put cops in prison, okay? You got a problem with that? I was away from him. Are you listening to what I'm saying? What's your sheriff's name out here? You don't appreciate YouTube? Is that what you said?
This is very Florida.
You're going on
Verbally
YouTube.
abusing the cops
Okay?
after being arrested.
You're going on YouTube too. You know what? What?
I'm not going to have this conversation with you.
How about this? Have you ever been on record with a professional CIA double agent before?
So
Are you a
Florida.
CI double agent?
I used to be.
All the bums work for the
What do you think
CIA
of
in
that?
Florida.
Huh?
And what happened?
I put cops in prison.
Did you? You
Yeah.
proud of that?
I'm very proud of it when they're burning houses down. Oops, you're a dirty fucking pig. You're going on YouTube, and when your kids get old enough, I'm gonna investigate them for drugs. You can tell your wife you're a dirty cunt,
I
okay?
love his face though.
Okay, buddy? This guy keeps screwing around, threatening me. You're gonna threaten me some more, Phillips? I'm a pig smoker and you're a fucking pig. Beat it.
Have a nice day.
Bye-bye,
So,
loser.
yeah, that's-
See you later, fathead.
all day.
This
I'm a pig smoker and you're a fucking pig.
Oh man.
that you want to talk
That's
about
gonna
a
be on our
vibe.
merch soon, by the way. It's gonna be a sweater that says
We
"I'm a
cannot
pig
wear
smoker,
that."
You're a fucking pig, but it's gonna have a very cute pig, you know. in
A
the
cute pig
picture.
in a police officer outfit, like a little officer pig.
There you go.
Hey, listen, you can make it like a little pig with like somebody with like a grill, like a chef's hat, you know, like in a grill.
Sounds like a barbecue restaurant.
Right, like, but you see it, but the writing says, I'm a
a
pig smoker. You're an effing, you know, with the garbled pig, you know.
Well, we can't make any. You can't make anything like that with this one, who's like making cookies and shit for him. Like she's feeding him, bro. She waves to him.
But it's
I am
great.
his
It's
She's
wife.
like,
Hey,
she even says, "Have a good day." You say, "Have a good day" to him, don't you? You wish them a good day.
I never met a cop like in person that I just like have a
That's
good
what
day.
they all
Okay,
say.
so I am his white
This podcast
camouflage.
supports
You guys
police
should
and
not
law
be. Why are
enforcement.
you guys so like hateful about this? Like I am helpful to him. I keep the police away from him with my face.
You white gatekeep.
Yes, I keep the police away from him. Like, yes, officer, we're just a nice
She
white
turns around
family.
to
He's
them,
legal
if
if
we
he
get
has
pulled over,
papers.
She's like, listen, I'm making progress with him. You know, like,
You don't open your mouth. They're gonna hear some form of an accent.
Well, but that's just it. Like, don't speak Spanish in front of them. Put on your white people voice and just act very,
be
you know,
I'll be like,
respectable.
andiamo, you know, like, he's from Italy.
He's Italian.
oh
He's
my.
European.
The thing of it is like you gotta have that camouflage in this day and age, you know, for whatever that it is that you are that you need to hide from the world.
Oh, 100%. When I lived in Oklahoma, I had my my hat, you know, like my camo hat.
Yeah,
You
you
know,
fit right in
like,
because
yeah,
everybody
yeah,
thought you were
some bearded.
Mexican.
And I drove a Jeep, you know, I was like, whenever I'm on the roads, I'm wearing this camo hat. Because there are very like tan people in Oklahoma.
That's true.
They're technically white. And I think it's because of the native thing, right?
Natives,
Like,
yeah, a lot of
then I'm
natives.
like, these people look fucking Hispanic to me, you know?
Well,
Like,
maybe that's why that man let you sit, that police officer let you sit in the front because he's like, y'all all Hispanic or native
it's
when you're in
insane
Oklahoma.
that he let me
You
sit in
are.
the front seat, like as he's like looking.
I've never
stuff
heard
up.
of that. I've never
it's
heard of
But
that.
you know what? You know what's
I've been
interesting?
arrested.
In Florida, they're gonna put you, yeah. Just sit in the backseat of this car with cuffs while I figure this out.
It's just for
Like,
our safety. You're not
Exactly,
under
exactly.
arrest. This is all for your safety and mine.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm being honest, like truly, yeah, probably some people I'd rather
Oh
them
my-
be in the back seat. Like I need to see where you are and have you secured because you're a scary motherfucker.
Hell no, bro.
Sounds like you've channeled your
She'll
cop
go-
friend from the nail salon. You know?
She'll
dare
go with him
you.
easy. She not only will she sing, she'll go with him easy. She's like, okay, if you insist.
I'm not going anywhere because you know what? They think I'm a nice white lady.
Jesus Christ.
Why are you not leaning more into that? Use your camouflage to
Because,
your
bro,
advantage. You're just being foolish right now.
I'll be foolish all day, but there'll be no cops around my house.
There'll be cops around my house and they invite you to the
Shit.
barbecue.
I ain't waving
Okay.
at no cops. I'm not waving at. I'll wave at
All
a
right.
fireman all day. You want to talk about some firemen?
No, they're traumatized too. You can't. They're like.
No.
I feel
They're like
like, if
a
it-
They're
step
perfect. They're
down from
perfect.
military.
They can lift you up. They're perfect.
They can lift you up. Okay.
Listen,
You know, that's not
Andy,
everything.
Andy, would
That's
you-
not everything, but
would
it's
you move,
something.
Would you move next to a cop?
Would I move next
Hard
to a
no.
cop?
Like all of a
Hard
sudden,
no,
you
dude.
Hard
find that
no.
as
Our
your-
house smells like Delta
a cop
8.
moves in. We have to move out, right?
Oh, 100%.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Cause,
Oof.
cause
I mean, I don't want to. You don't shit where you sleep.
Okay, perfect. Just making sure.
But
got
she's
a
gonna
little
wave
worried.
to him first and convince
Yeah.
him that she's a nice white lady, and then
Oh,
you're
I
gonna
am.
move.
It is my. Why are you guys mad at me? Why are you guys mad at me? Why are you guys mad at me in here? Like
Nobody likes nice white ladies anymore. Nobody. Like that's coming from a nice white lady.
You know who likes nice white ladies?
Cops.
Cops.
Yeah, you would know that. We learned that.
Oh,
Stay mad. Okay, I don't care.
Jesus, never robbing a bank with you.
well,
I worked
She'll
at
be
a
like,
bank.
"Here's where Kristen
I worked at a
lives."
bank. You definitely should not rob a bank. Of all the places that you could rob that have cash, the last place that you should rob is a bank.
But it looks so easy on TV.
No.
TV
You need
makes
to
it
be
look
knocking
really
over
easy.
like 7-Elevens and shit like that. High volume cash places, cannabis stores, easy. But the point is not banks, because that shit's federal, and you'll just get a federal investigator, and they will not let that shit go.
How do you know so much about all this?
'Cause
the
I
cops.
worked at a
That's how you learned
bank.
it. It's the cops.
I've
That's how
got
she knows so
friends
much
that are
about it.
cops.
No, it's the bank. It's not
Yeah.
The
the
nail
cops.
salon lady, she tells me all kind of stuff.
Yeah,
what
and
you
she
do,
writes
nail.
that stuff down. Whatever you're saying to her, she's.
I don't say nothing.
There's a file on you.
I'm buttoned up.
There's an unofficial file.
You don't know me like you should. You don't know me like you should.
You're making me
alright?
nervous. I don't know if you're a narc or not. I said a lot about cocaine earlier.
absolutely. Plus, you don't want to be on the cops' radar. You want that if at any point, right? Like it's like you get one freebie, almost like your first crime. Like your first crime is the only one where you're gonna get the most leniency, the ability to maybe even like get out of it, right? Like you don't want to be on the cops' radar so that if you ever need to commit one large crime, you have no priors. There is no reason why you would be a suspect. You know, like
Avoid the cops so that someday you can commit a crime.
no.
And
You
be
know what?
completely
That's
above
exactly what life is gonna take
reproach.
you. Maybe you need like sometimes one big score. Like life is all
One
about
big
trade-offs. There are
score.
no solutions. There's always a choice A and choice B, and they both have their pros and cons, right? Sometimes it's trade-offs. It's like there's no ideal scenarios most often of the time. So sometimes, let's say, yeah, in order to save a life, you have to take a life, but that taking a life maybe is a crime.
Okay.
You want to be 100% clean, so that you never have any, Is that too
Okay.
dark?
It's a little dark, especially with how much you're just like, yeah. I just don't think that you should say that online.
Well, listen. If you say that, everything that we've said, we talked about getting rid of dead bodies in the Everglades. Now you drop that line.
I'm not from Florida. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but I have nice cop friends, okay?
Well, growing up in
And
Florida,
I just keep my lawn nice, and I'm just a nice white lady.
stop saying it. It's making me
It
uncomfortable,
makes
man.
it more true.
Oh,
If
cops.
you keep saying it.
No,
It's all right.
we've done a little bit over an hour. I think
Cool.
we need to.
Thank you for being here. Will you come back and
Yeah,
tell
we need to have you back soon on another Casa thinking. 'Cause,
Yes,
like,
please. You're the most ridiculous. And we need to get together and you need to tell me about Denver. No,
Denver.
you're not done. You got to sign off. Where can we find you, Kristen?
Um,
Think you're off the clock.
hold on. Sorry.
Yeah.
What's coming up?
I have an improv show at Good Nights. Yes. Check the website. I'm pretty sure it's the 13th.
Nice.
We'll check your
Oh,
plans.
this
There you
month?
go.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
This won't be up by then. What else you got?
Then I have a show at Good Nights, March 23rd
Yeah,
at
probably
8
good.
p.m. It's called The Sinful Six.
Hell yeah, you're
Oh,
on
hell
that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
saw
it's
the
with
promo for that.
Matt
That's cool.
White, Harrison. Yeah. When they
Nice, that'll be
offered
good.
it, I was like, I saw who else was on it. I was like, yes, I will do anything.
Fuck yeah.
It's like some of the best
Yeah.
comics around. I'm like, this is incredible. It's gonna be a great show. So
Oh,
that one's gonna sell out pretty quick. So you might as well.
yeah. We should
I
take
got
it.
you. Yeah,
But,
we
um,
definitely should.
You can find my shows. I post them on Instagram. Kristen Cushman.
Thank you so much for being
Yes,
here.
this
We're always
was
so,
incredible.
Like, we love
I
having
said a
you
lot
here.
about cocaine. I'm probably gonna get a lot of calls.
We're gonna have to do a Florida part two.
They're
you know?
checking on you.
Yeah,
we
they're
should
gonna
do
be
a-
like, Kristen, you said some shit on
Yeah.
camera. Like, I'm like, my
Yeah.
bad. I didn't give any names though. But
Exactly. Yeah. I mean,
So,
the
if I
handsome
show up-
guy in the plane, he's safe.
oh yeah, the Marine. Yeah, if I show up dead soon, at least we know who did it. It was either people from
You got
Florida
your-
or the Marine.
Yeah.
You have your bat coated in Vaseline and a
yeah,
sock.
but that's like a trained killer. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like a
Okay.
trained marshmallow. He's a trained killer. It's like anyway, cool. Yeah, it was great being here.
Oh,
Thank
this
you
has
for
been
being
Casa. Thank you.